The Central Committee of our party met in New Delhi for the last 2 days. In this meeting, we discussed various developments at the national and international level. The most important feature is the deteriorating economic situation in our country. Today the rupee has breached the 62 rupee mark vis-a-vis the dollar, and the rapid depreciation of the value of the rupee is a manifestation of the crisis that is enveloping our economy. There is a fall in industrial production, which has been leading to joblessness. The depreciation of rupee has actually led to rising inflation because our oil imports are becoming more expensive. And the overall slowdown in the economy is having its impact on employment. The current account deficit, which the government is desperately trying to bridge by attracting more and more foreign capital, and to try and attract capital flows into the country again, is not going to help. It's only going to further worsen the situation. The relaxation of the ceiling on FDI in various sectors of the economy, the further dilution of the norms for the FDI in retail, all these measures have been announced by the government. But we think that this is all a result of the neoliberal economic policies pursued by the government and the mismanagement of the economy. What is required is not more concessions to foreign capital and for Indian big business. We have seen how the government has given tax concessions to MNCs and to big business in our country. Instead, they should realize the taxes, raise resources, and increase public investment at all levels, including infrastructure development. This will increase employment and increase domestic demand, which is required for growth. No amount of efforts to attract FDI and foreign capital flows can achieve this. But then, as we know, the Manmohan Singh government is set on a course which will only add more burdens to the people. So we are seeing tremendous price rise, price of food items, vegetables, onions is going up. As far as onions are concerned, every time we see the same phenomenon. They allow exports of onions at times when we know the domestic need for onions will grow, like in this period. But then they allow exports and then try to salvage the situation. So the Central Committee decided that we should campaign for the alternative policies which the left parties have put out recently. Policies which will help to curb price rise, increase employment, and address the needs of the most underprivileged sections of our society. in this connection, as far as the food security bill is concerned, which is now before Parliament, we have reiterated our stand that this bill does not meet the needs of food security for all citizens of our country. Our party MPs have moved a number of amendments. We find that there are a number of common amendments moved by various other MPs in Parliament, and the government should accept these amendments. Many states have been affected adversely, will be affected adversely if this food security law is passed. Where states have better coverage of PDS, better system of PDS, they are going to suffer, including Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and so on. So we want these amendments to be accepted by the government. I hope that will be done when Parliament takes this up tomorrow. Then on the question of the formation of Telangana state, we saw after a long period of delay and prevarication, the Congress leadership and the UPA have now decided to divide the state of Andhra Pradesh. Our party has consistently upheld the principle of linguistic states formation. But then now the Congress and the UPA government have taken this decision. It is having its consequences. We have already seen the widespread agitation in the coastal Andhra and Rayalaseema areas for keeping a united state. We are seeing the demand for separate states being revived, or agitations being revived in Gorkha land. Demand. In Assam there are at least 3 agitations now going on for Bodoland, for Kamtapuri, for Karbi Anglong and Dimasa districts to be made a separate state. And there has been disruption of normal life, violence in some of these areas. The central government has to bear the responsibility and assist the states, these concerned states, in tackling the situation there. We still maintain that states formed on the basis of the linguistic principle, reorganized on the basis of linguistic principle, should not be further divided. It will also weaken the federal setup in our country, because a number of small states and weaker states will lead to more central domination, and it will harm the federal principle of the state. But at the same time, we are concerned that the division of Andhra Pradesh should not lead to ill will and tensions among the people of these 2 regions. And we hope that there will be issues connected with the division will be settled amicably in the interests of the people of the 2 states. You can ask me afterwards. We are also seeing a rising trend of communal violence in the country. We had earlier seen a number of communal incidents in Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan. Recently, we have seen what's happened in Kishtwar district in Jammu and Kashmir. We have had communal incidents in Nawada, in Bihar, in Betia and other places in Bihar. And we can see in all these communal incidents links to the activities of the BJP and the RSS. In fact, in the Bihar incidents, you have seen there is evidence which has been reported in the media of provocative slogans. Even a figure supposed to be Narendra Modi sitting on a truck, the procession which led to the clashes. So our Central Committee has decided that we should step up and conduct a countrywide campaign against the communal forces and expose the designs of the BJP and the RSS. And we shall be consulting other secular and democratic forces to have an anti-communal platform and have a convention regarding this to mobilize all these forces. We are also discussed about the relief work that we are conducting in Uttarakhand after the disaster there. Our party units have collected more than 60 lakh rupees so far in different parts of the country, and we have set up a relief committee in Uttarakhand, and we have identified the blocks where relief and rehabilitation work is going to take place, because the effects on the local people in these areas because of this disaster has not been properly focused and highlighted, and we have identified those areas in Kedarnath, in Chamoli, etc., where whatever we can do in terms of relief and rehabilitation work, we shall undertake. We also discussed what happened in the Panchayat elections in West Bengal. I had earlier, after the 5-phase polling, told the press here about the widespread rigging and violence that took place in these elections. But after that, the counting took place, and we saw this unprecedented scene of actual rigging of the counting also. In many counting centers, results were manipulated in the presence of state officials and the police. Our counting agents were driven out. Where we won, repeated recountings were ordered. In some cases, the ballot papers which the left front candidates had received were either mutilated, double stamped, and set aside. All this happened in not all the counting centers, but in various counting centers. So we have discussed about the situation in Bengal. Our state committee of the party will be meeting soon to review the experience of these elections and decide on what are the steps we need to take in the coming days to mobilize the people against these attacks on democracy. There are a number of issues and problems of the people, of the working people, which we will take up and conduct movements and struggles, and the organizational steps that we need to take to revamp the party so that we can maintain close links with the people. We also discussed the recent struggle in Kerala by the LDF on the demand for a judicial inquiry and for the removal of the Chief Minister in connection with the solar panel scam. The Central Committee has congratulated our party and the LDF in Kerala for this very big struggle, this historic struggle of the siege of the Secretariat, the blockade of the State Secretariat. And they have achieved one part of the demand, which is the judicial inquiry. But the LDF will discuss about how to continue the struggle to demand on the demand of the removal of the Chief Minister. That the LDF will be meeting, I think, today evening to decide on how to continue the struggle. We also had a very detailed discussion about the Lok Sabha elections and the political situation in the various states and the preparations we have to make for the Lok Sabha elections in the various states. We have also identified the states where we can have certain electoral understanding with some of the non-Congress secular parties, regional parties. We also discussed the preparations for the our party's preparations for the assembly elections to 4 states coming up in November and December. So this is all I have to report about the Central Committee meeting.